Hey, how you guys doing? So I wanted to talk about this album that we're releasing. Again, this is releasing really soon. We got February 15th for this. And this album is going to be a remix of 10 songs, as you can see on screen. If you want to listen to the full previews of each song, I'll give you a link in the description. It'll go through the whole first verse. So this is the blue Swell. And we have 10 songs here. All of these songs, you guys will pretty much know. They got opening themes, ending themes, popular songs. They got the MVs and all that stuff. So that's what we got here. And the theme is rock and roll. And each one has got a remix in a rock style. Though I don't know how some of these don't really feel like rock to me personally, but definitely an interesting concept. We haven't had remixes for a really long time. We did with Muse. I think Best Love Live Collection 2, I think it was, where they remixed a handful of songs and they each had their own different style. This one is just strictly rock themed and definitely interesting of all those. Now, some of you wanted to hear my opinions on it, so I figured I will go ahead and tell you. And there are some interesting remixes here. I do like rock and roll songs here and there. I play Guitar Hero back in the day. I don't like rock as much as I probably liked back then, but I definitely enjoy some rock songs. So how about these remixes? Do I enjoy it? There were a few, and I will talk about them soon, that I did think were pretty decent, but overall, the thing is, these songs were not created with the rock style in mind. Not all of them. Guilty Kid songs generally are, but these aren't. And they have a message, they have a theme, and they kind of have a flow and style, which necessarily isn't really super compatible with rock and roll. And, they just don't quite seem... They seem a little off, and it doesn't fit as well. That doesn't mean they're bad, because I've listened to all of them, and I think all of them are fine. I just rather listen to the original, almost every single one. But I definitely think it was an interesting thing, and if you like rock and roll, perhaps you will like these more than the original. And there are a few that I think are pretty decent. The thing about rock and roll, and for a lot of these songs, if you want to improve them, the thing with rock and roll is you kind of limit yourself to the instrumentals you do have. You got, the electric guitars, your bass, your drums, and vocals most of the time. And that means you're going to be losing the diversity in instrumentals. And a lot of times when I listen to some songs, it's not like, what's the solution? More guitar, when you already have guitar. So, you lose a lot of the synthesizers, which I think really makes the identity of a song. And, these don't really have that. And I like synthesizers and what they can bring to a song. But that being said, there are some songs that I do want to highlight out of here that I do like. And I like all the original songs in here. But there are a few remixes I do want to highlight in here. So let's get a preview of the first one. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is number 2 on the image, and that is Koi ni Naritai Aquarium, the one with Yo and they're dancing in an aquarium. And this is the unplugged rock version. So it's not really rock, honestly, if I would say. They have acoustic guitar and all that, but I think this is probably one of those songs that the remix version still feels like it's fitting with the melody and the overall image you get when listening to the song. And that's one of the things I think it does really well, because I don't think that's really true for a bunch of these other songs. But this one I just think fits it very well, and this is one I do actually like listening to. I don't think I'm going to like this more than original, but this might be my favorite mix of all of them on here. It really retains that that bright and cheery atmosphere that the song has, and it's still got the same fast tempo, even though it doesn't have all the instrumentals as the original. But overall, I think this one's pretty good. So let's move on to the next one. So now we're going to be looking at number 7, which is Yuki wa Doko ni Kimi Muna ni surf rock version, the second ending theme. And overall, I think this one is pretty decent. My main complaint that I'm listening to is it feels like just the electric guitars, they're just playing the same thing as the bass, and that's more of a harmony rather than a melody. So it'd be nice if, you know, the guitars actually played a bit more of a melody, and yeah, a little bit more, something a little more interesting to listen to than just playing a bunch of chords. But overall, I do think it's a pretty good song. You know, the chorus is still pretty good, and it's something I could have potentially bought. It would be the original. I don't know if it's really a surf rock version, because that's kind of like how it started like that, but the chorus doesn't really remind me anything about surf. But what do I know about surfing anyways? But let's move on to the last one, and I say this one for last for a big reason, because this one kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, so this is Coconut Magic A to Z digital rock version, number 9 on that image, and this was definitely unique. One that is very different than I would say the original, and wow, yeah, I guess I could say it's kind of almost feels like a reimagining of the song, but overall, yeah, this is definitely one I'm sure it will catch a lot of people's attention, maybe like it or hate it, but there's definitely a lot of people who seem to really like this one, and you know what? It's not that bad. My main complaint is that it needs more diversity in the whatever the instruments are playing, because it feels like they're playing the same few notes, especially if you listen to chorus and you listen to background. It's just doing the same thing over and over again. The only diversity is the vocals. I think they could change it up a little bit, but the style I think is pretty interesting, and honestly, it's actually kind of interesting to listen to, and it's the one that I would definitely say that it's really caught my eye in this remix collection. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Again, if you want to listen to the full previews of it, I'll give you the link in the description below where you can watch it in the video. But I am curious to see what you guys think about this as a whole, and would you like to see more of this in the future? And do you want to see it be kind of a theme where you want a certain genre, or would you just like to hit a bunch of different songs and have a bunch of different types of genres of music? Let me know all about that in the comments below. And what was your favorite from this collection? Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and hope to catch you guys in another video soon.